It's a busy time for travel, and it's also an expensive time to fly. But some people claim there are some days of the week where airline tickets are cheaper.
Interesting. So, is that actually true? Our Verify team is looking into these claims for you this morning.
There is nothing I like better than finding a great deal on travel. And it turns out I'm not alone. Verify viewer Catherine emailed us to ask, is there a certain day of the week that's cheapest to buy a plane ticket? So Catherine, let's verify. Our sources are Scott's Cheap Flights, a study by cheapair.com, and Brett Snyder, president of Cranky Concierge Travel Assistance and a former airline pricing analyst. Some studies suggest Tuesday or Saturdays are the cheapest days to buy tickets, but all of our sources say they usually rely on flawed or outdated data. For example, some articles suggest that weekends are the cheapest days to buy. Snyder points out that's based on data that tracks the average amount spent on a ticket each day of the week. Families tend to buy their tickets on weekends and usually purchase less expensive tickets. Meanwhile, business travelers tend to buy their tickets during the week, and many are less price sensitive.
A lot of the business travel, premium cabin or even last minute or whatever it might be, those tend to be higher fares.
The end result is a study that has skewed data. Similar articles suggest Tuesdays offer the best deals, but our sources say that's also not the case. Scott's Cheap Flights explains on its site that this idea is a holdover from the 1990s when airlines used to upload special e-fares on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. These days, Snyder says airlines use sophisticated algorithms to consistently adjust fares based on demand, regardless of what day of the week it is.
This hasn't existed for years. I couldn't tell you the last time when those actually were out there in the market.
So we can verify, no, there is not a certain day of the week that's cheapest to buy a plane ticket. So when should you book? Cheapair.com found domestic tickets are generally cheapest 3 to 15 weeks before departure. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
So that's the key, getting it earlier.
Sometimes it's hard because you just don't know.
Yeah.
Right, and there's
I always thought it was Tuesday. I'm not going to tell a fib.
Well, one tip that I received was that instead of buying online, go to the airport. Like, look it up online, look up the ticket and see which is cheapest, and then go to the airport counter.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to pay the fees for like the online service and things like that.
Good point.
So my parents have tried
And then there's actually human interaction.
Wow, how about
So
that?
imagine what that might be like.
Now, I have, though, before where I've come back on a Monday instead of a Sunday, though, and even though you had an extra day, it made it cheaper.
It does.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I think if you just do the weekend travel, that's such a good point, though.
That's what I'm here for.